Welcome, Flip Clock fans. We're back looking at this clock. It's a Seth Thomas catalog number 797, model E039-005. And there's a reason, because there's another issue with this motor that I didn't address. And it's the spring, and it's how much should that spring be wound. So the reason I'm talking about it is because I had another clock, and this is an actual flip clock, that uses the same mechanism. Basically, it's what you could call a general time self-winding clock mechanism, I guess. Probably made in Japan. This one is stamped Japan, this one is not, but probably made in Japan. So the issue is, here's the spring, and how can we make sure that it is wound up enough to start? So I was having an issue where this clock would wind down, so the spring would run out before it would accomplish its purpose. Of course, its purpose is to move this bar forward so that the whole process will start. This motor will start, advances the clock, and then resets everything so it can start again. So that is a problem. I guess over the years this can get unwound to the point where the balance wheel will no longer move, and the clock is kind of stuck in limbo there. How does that happen? I don't know. Maybe just over the years this doesn't wind up the clock enough, and after 20 years the spring doesn't have enough spring in it. Or maybe someone took this apart and didn't get enough spring tension on there. So we're going to talk about how to do that. So this clock normally looks like this. It's a big clock. It's the Seth Thomas catalog number 849, model 0849-000. This clock showed up in the catalog about 1972, and the other one was in the 72 catalog, but it was also in the 1971 catalog. So what we're going to... Oh, I was hoping that wasn't going to happen. I have this motor unscrewed, so I was going to demonstrate something. We're going to need to take the battery out and allow this to unwind so I can show you how we're going to reset that spring. There we go. So as you see, the clock's still running because it's a regular clock. It's a regular balance wheel. It's ticking away, and it's going to keep ticking until the spring runs out. The spring is going to run out. Well, it's going to drop there, so nothing happens. So the spring will, you see the magnetic wheel came forward, which is supposed to complete a circuit, which is supposed to set the motor off, drop a flip tile, rewind the motor. So we're looking at, and it fairly quickly unwinds, you see. There's not a lot of spare spring in this spring. It needs to be rewound pretty quickly. Okay, what I'm going to do, first I'm going to get rid of this. That's better. Now, so first thing you have to do is you have to remove the nut that's already removed and the screw that's here. You need to sort of get the motor out of the way. Let's see if I can show this. I'm going to take this gear right here, and you see that's winding the spring there. See that? As soon as I put some tension on it, the clock takes off. So how much should you do? How much should you put on there? So we know the spring is completely unwound at this point. So, and in a second, as soon as I plug the battery back in, it's going to wind more. The motor will turn on. So I don't want to put full tension on that spring, but I want some residual tension left in there. So I'm going to, I don't know how much to put. So I'm going to go ahead and put some on, push the motor down, the worm gear there so it engages. Again, I don't know how much tension to put on there, but I want the wheel to still be ticking when it completes. So let's see if we can get this back in. You'll see the motor take off. There. Now, you see the spring? It's kind of got a little curve in it now. So it's wound. It's got some winding in it. I believe that's what you want to see when the spring, after it is rewound. So after the motor fires, it rewinds the spring. I think you want to see the spring to have a little bit of a bend in it. That's my guess. There's no manual on there about how much tension should be in there. So that's kind of where I'm at with that. So again, I wanted to show you that because if anyone has a clock like this and are having difficulty with it, that may be an issue. We need to get some tension on that spring. All right. Hope that makes some sense. I hope it helps somebody. Thanks for taking the time.